It is.
It was so hot 2 years ago. There were so many people. It was like 100 degrees.
Okay, guys, we'll wait for people to log on before we really start talking. But if you're just joining us in the first 9 seconds of this podcast, what we have right now are the absentee ballot numbers. We'll read you off numbers as they come in. I'm at Robin Comey's headquarters. There's about 300 people here, but they're being very, very, very quiet right now. No, due to COVID, I think everybody's being smart and having a small gatherings for the information coming in. But if you're looking for Brantford numbers, I'm going to read off some of these numbers. They are, if you're a Republican, you might want to look away because they're really, really, really bad. So numbers are coming in now. Wow, is this true?
Oh, I got John.
In the 6th district, Trump beat Biden. All right, so we have numbers coming in real time, so bear with us as we do it. The 6th district, holy cow. All right, so first of all, the absentees are heavily towards Biden, 5366 to 1410. You have some minority votes in there, 1,644 votes for the president in our absentee ballot. So a massive, massive lead for Biden going in there. That lead has continued down. If we go down to Cohen in absentees, 4,978 to 1,559. So a huge lead there. It looks like Republicans are going to take the 6th district, which is, this is a significant number. Did they win the 6th district last time? Did Trump win the 6th or just came close? I think. But this is wow. So I'm curious to see the Riccio race, but there's no way for them to make up the difference they need to make up. So it's a fair assessment at this point that Robin Comey's won the 102nd district. But we will update that as numbers coming in. I'm looking at my Excel at the same time, so. Lorraine, I didn't see that. Something about East Haven. There's a lawsuit from Democrats. I don't know what that is. Somebody posted a link, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Numbers are coming in live, so as they come in. So it looks like in the 6th district of Brantford, where Mary T. Murphy School is, Trump has outpolled Biden 983 to 678. That district has been a fairly Republican district, which is kind of surprising. I doubt we see a lot of that hold the rest of the town. Is this right? Stryker over DeLauro in the 6th district? 908 to 627? We talked about in the last couple of days on this podcast that one of the big red flags that we couldn't quite understand was how much money Rosa DeLauro was pouring into this race. And there were outside groups pouring money into this race on her behalf. Now we see why. Stryker was pouring serious money into that. But she's in Brantford, you're not going to overcome. So 4883 for DeLauro and 1,730 or so for Stryker. What's wrong?
Yeah, I'm old. I don't have there's
Do you need
USB.
to?
I need USB-C to USB-C.
Are you connecting something or just charging something?
Just charging something.
Here.
Yeah. All right, so this is not going to be as smooth as we normally have. We're just looking at numbers as they come in, but interesting in the 6th district so far. That's what we have. Not a surprise that a Republican won. We're surprised that the numbers are what they were. In the 7th, Trump won that too. Wow. Trump's going to win the 6th and the 7th. Now, Pine Orchard has leaned Republican, but this is not a. I'm a little surprised by this. I'm massively surprised by the margin in the 6th. That being said, I cannot see that the early voting is going to deliver Democrats significantly. Sorry, we're going to have a bunch of results coming in a lot of different ways. I have to check a bunch of. District 2. That can't be. District 2. Biden Harris 592, Trump Pence 524. It can't be that close. How is that happening? Cohen 587, Laporta 501 in District 2. How is this happening? This is I'm just getting some surprising results right now. Oh, you know what? That's exactly right. Never mind. I take all this back. It's not surprising. Remember, half the Democrats voted absentee. This is stupid. All right, overreaction on my part. Ignore everything I just said. The huge lead in absentees, there's no way to make that up. Okay, we're just I'm reading off results as they come in, but yeah. So even districts that are typical Democratic districts, you're going to see numbers that are election day numbers and election day only numbers that look heavy for Republicans. That's because all the Democrats voted early. So it's not a real surprise here. Right now in Brantford, the 6th, 7th district in absentees, Biden 6482, Trump 2954. So a massive lead. So we have to remember that the ABs are going to knock off numbers we're used to seeing on election day. The 5th district had a machine that was down, so they may take a little bit longer to get those.
Oh, man, that's the biggest
And-
district, too.
Or what are we hearing nationally? Any big news?
No, not right now, except for the fact that Florida is very tight.
Florida's tight. Connecticut's been called. Mass been called. Rhode Island's been called. Oh, hold on a second. We have breaking news here. Oklahoma has been called. I know that is Biden had just conceded the race. We're looking really for 3 states here. We're looking for Florida, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, and that's what we want to know numbers on the presidential race. We're not going to get those for a while. All right. I mean, looking at there's simply no way. All right, so let's read down the list here. Biden right now with the 6th, 7th, and absentee 6482, 2954. That'll tighten up because the election day voting will be higher for Trump. When we go down to DeLauro with 5888, we can add 166. So about 6,000 for DeLauro, about 3,000 for Stryker, about 3,200, we should say. For Cohen in Brantford right now, we can add about 300, about 6,300 to 3,100 to Laporta. Not a surprise. Comey right now, Riccio with about 2,400, and we have Comey with about 4,750. There is simply no way Riccio is making up that difference. So it's in the 6th. We're getting numbers in, and the numbers look skewed because they're just election day numbers. The absentees are massive.
We're gonna have a party
In the 6th
right now. What do you want? You want a beer?
So I have 2 different sets of numbers. Oh, no, I see that. All right, So we do have to get used to this. It's all the numbers coming in are favoring Republicans because all the Democrats voted early. So that one line will be such a massive lead for Democrats.
I always look like I'm like offside because I'm like trying to like.
Yeah, I'm sorry we don't have, I mean, usually we can go by this district by district, but everything has changed so drastically because of these huge numbers absentee. Literally, we're at campaign headquarters for Comey, which is a makeshift, and there's 5 people here. This is so unusual for an election where there's, Democrats have 200, Republicans have 200, and everybody's eating. By now, we're all about 800 calories in, and yeah, there's almost no suspense to any of this. Everything we told you was going to happen is going to happen. The one question we're going to have is going to be, how did Christine Cohen and Laporta do? We're going to have to wait for other towns for that to come in. We are expecting some of those to come in. We have turnout was not especially high. I don't look at turnout as being huge numbers. At the community house, okay, so we have Trump at the community house in the first district, 1,054 to 840. Again, that's with a massive caveat that doesn't include absentees. Absentees are all Democrats. So, but this is what we knew. People who were going to vote, those who were going to vote on election day, we're going to, there's no question about that. Over half of Branford Democrats, which have a 2-to-1 advantage in registration in Branford anyway, voted before election day. So even with the first district, the 6th district, and 7th district coming in, it is a 3,300 vote lead for Biden. It's going to be interesting looking at these numbers in the future because you're going to see all of the numbers per district before the absentees. And they're all going to show Republicans with a lead, and then they're going to get blown out. Just bear with me as we get... Okay, so as the numbers come in, I just don't see any path for... we can call this for Robin Comey. There's no question there. Christine Cohn will win Branford. We're waiting on first district numbers, but with 6th, 7th, and ABs in, she has almost a 3,000 vote lead. There's no way for that to be made up in the other 5 districts. At the community house in District 1, Riccio, 1,015. Comey, 788. That's on the Republican and Democratic line. Again, it doesn't make much of a difference. At town-wide, with those 3 districts in ABs, Comey was a 2,000 vote lead. All right, so just to reiterate what we're looking at here, absentee ballots. Biden in Branford, 5366, Trump, 1410. Once we get into the districts, we're going to have Trump basically win these because these are people who voted today. Republicans voted today. Democrats pretty much put their absentees in early. At Tisco, 561 for Trump, 438 for Biden. At Murphy, 983 for Trump, 678 for Biden. First district, Trump, 1,054, Biden, 840. So Trump is winning these. But until we add in the absentees in each district, we won't know the real numbers. And all of these districts will be for Trump. Is there an election day playlist? What music should be played on election day? We'll ask the public. What music?
You're live.
Yeah, we're live. We can find this out. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have... I'm going to be honest, at some point it's just not... We have to wait for district stuff, so we may end up just doing posts on social media to get this news out because this is so different this year because of COVID. Usually what happens is we have people at every district and they share that information with us. This is so different and such a different feel.
Now you're talking. Whose is this?
Huh?
Whose is this?
It's the wellness place.
We have.
You can do it.
Indeed you did.
She said, help yourself to whatever you want.
You can smell that.
So we set out to create a better real estate. With networks of the most successful real estate agents in America. They'll sell your home.
Look at some,
I don't know what no cheating means. Or we're just waiting for results to come in.
we're gonna host the meeting. I'm just trying to see if, whatever has my background. Okay, what do we got? First district.
Yeah, nothing is a surprise.
788. Oh, 4,000.
We're still waiting for the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. I'm expecting some sort of delay in the fifth because they'd had a broken machine. They had to bring a new machine there. I have to tell you, the people who voted, especially even the unaffiliated voters who voted early, they were all Democratic voters.
Well, that's right, 'cause they're the
Yeah.
ones who tested the-
Yeah, they're all Democratic voters. All of those early votes, that margin is staggering. And it appears, based on the turnout and who actually requested ballots, the Republicans put no effort whatsoever into getting any absentees in, which is
Well, that's 'cause they
It's-
didn't
it's
wait
kind
for
of
the
the-
process.
it's kind of a when in Rome thing. If people are voting early, you might want to get your base to vote early. But
No, they want to do
there's-
that.
well, that's part of what is going to hurt, in my opinion, Trump the most. So Trump had, in my opinion, the last 2 weeks of the campaign, a very good 2 weeks. From that debate on, did quite well. But that first debate was such a disaster, and all the early votes went the other way.
You still want?
Yeah.
Oh, here's District 5.
Yeah, not surprising. So this is, remember, day of voting. This is not what the district is voting. This is just day of voting. Absentees have already been counted, a massive advantage for the Democrat. Brantford Yacht Club is the 5th district. This is Indian Neck. Trump 830, Biden 640. Let's see here. But still, Biden with a massive 3,000 vote lead overall townwide, and that's without getting to the second and third and the fourth. The fourth is a big district. Second and third are not. Second and third will be probably about tied. Those are fairly Democratic towns, districts. If we go down to Stryker, and this shows you the Stryker voters are the hardcore Republican voters, and Stryker won the 5th district 843 to 618 on the day of. So heavy Republican turnout. Let's see here.
Right.
I was gonna say, like, wow, this is not what I was expecting behind.
I felt like I was stealing it. I felt.
Oh.
Now we had the 3rd district come in. That should be in the 3rd district. So you're going to, in the 3rd, which is pretty much a Democratic stronghold, one of the smaller districts in town, Biden actually won that on election day. So that was not a huge surprise.
Griffin degreasing engine parts too.
Christine Cohen, Deloro won that as well, 430. So all of this stuff is,
Hasn't started yet. We're gonna get on that.
I better do this before your Zoom starts, because I'll be back here like, oh, don't mind me.
the 6th, the 5th, the 3rd is in. So we're just waiting on the 2nd and the 4th. At the high school, Brantford High School, Cohen won. That's the 3rd district. So Cohen won that one. There are no surprises here. There is no way. So even now with these numbers in, Cohen with a 2,600 vote lead or so with the 2nd and 3rd to go. So Cohen's going to take Brantford relatively easily. She's going to take Guilford by a landslide. There is no way to make up that difference.
Is that what?
There's no way for Laporta to make up that difference. You can look at these numbers and say there's no way. Very good chance Christine Cohen wins, relatively easy.
Never.
It'd be great to keep it under 40%.
468.
All right, back to the 3rd district. This should be a Comey district, 468 to, I'm guessing the number starts with the 329. Not a surprise there.
That's actually, well, that's not including the.
So Comey with basically a 2,000 vote lead with just the 4th district to go. So Comey will remain fairly easily. It looks like to be like 50s, what is it, 56-44, something in that ballpark?
Is the 4th district a down district?
Not necessarily, no.
What am I
No,
doing from there?
no, he'll make up ground in the 4th.
I wanted to get more than 65.
I don't think that'll happen.
I'm not gonna win by 10.
People are coming in saying he lost the third by 150. Way more than that. Way more with ABs. So some of our people that are asking questions and that are texting me are not realizing the ABs we took as a town. We didn't break those down per district. So we're going to have to add those into the districts later. Comey will win all these districts without a question. But once we're looking at ABs on one line, and Riccio is winning day of voting because Republicans voted the day of. Democrats voted. Over half of Branford Democrats, that's not a small thing, over half of Branford Democrats applied for and got an absentee ballot and voted prior to Election Day. Yeah. And we're literally live as numbers come in here. So we're waiting for, really in the Comey race, just the 4th district. So we're going to put this up as officially announce this on the page.
I gotta register for my own nickname.
So we're officially calling that race for Comey. That's done. Based on the numbers we see in Branford, knowing what's going to happen in Guilford, we could be pretty close to calling it for Cohen. There's no way she can lose. There are people here who are mad that you called before the final vote is in, so suck it up. That's just the way life's going to be.
That's why
You know, we get to the 4th district, and Riccio wins by 3,000 votes. We're like, wait a minute, what just happened? But I don't see that happening. The absentees are the staggering thing. This just in too. Sean Scanlon is likely to win re-election. Interesting, he got 1,026 votes on the absentee ballots on the Democratic line and 54 on the working party's line. So if you're looking for any surprises tonight, there aren't any. We're going to basically not stay on very long because we're going to go watch the presidential results come in. I'm watching Politico for those. I really only care about 3 states:
Hi, everybody.
Florida,
Hi.
North Carolina, and PA.
So sorry, I don't have my headset. I forgot that.
And none of them are remotely close to being able to call anything.
As you can see here,
All right, so
numbers that are in here, that are in
there's really no point in staying on right now. I think what we're going to do is just post updates as they come in. Robin Comey has already won. That's not a surprise. I'll tell you my thought process on Cohen. Cohen's going to win Guilford by a massive margin. That's the biggest advantage she'll have. It looks like she's going to have a very large margin in Branford as well. Laporta had almost no name recognition here. So what that means is somehow in the other towns, those other 5 towns, North Branford, Killingworth, and Durham, Laporta has to make up a massive deficit. It just don't see it happening. So I think we're not going to officially call Cohen yet, but I think we're going to see that in the next 20 minutes or so.
So, as you can see the totals there.
And we're just waiting for the District 4 in the 102nd race, where Comey with over 6,600 votes and about $4,600 for Riccio. Pretty resounding victory there. Presidential-wise, about a 3,200 vote lead for Biden in Branford, which is massive. Do we know what Hillary won by in Branford?
I should have brought my.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
The other good idea, we were waiting for one more polling location. But it's okay. It's looking good.
Yeah, ABs did make the difference. You're right, Fran. I mean, we saw that at the polls today.
No, it did. ABs were everything. No, it's not saying, the question on ABs was, did it increase turnout? It doesn't look like it did. The overall turnout doesn't seem significantly higher than it was 4 years ago. So you just took you took your election day voters and made them early.
Yeah.
And where that can hurt Trump nationally is that vote was locked in. So where he had a stronger he was making up ground that last week and a half, a lot of those votes were already done. So he was hoping for a much smaller group. Yeah, exactly. So, but you weren't really the issue. You were going to vote for Biden no matter what. The issue was going to be, were those unaffiliated, what we see in the absentee ballots, even in Brantford, the unaffiliated voters came out far more than Republicans. Your early ballots for unaffiliated was surprisingly high, like 20-25%, which was surprising. Half Democrats voted early, but then you got a bunch of those unaffiliated. Those unaffiliated are the votes they were all after. So once they lock them in for a Democrat, you're done. I mean, it's over. So Republicans are going to have to change their plan in future years, because you can't get away with. And I'm going to tell you, if Trump loses, and there's a good chance that will happen, but if he does, that first debate will be everything.
He says I definitely want.
Yes, I think. Yeah, really.
All right, thanks, bye. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll let her know to give you a call now. All right, bye.
All right, we're just waiting on the second district. That's a Democratic district.
Wants you to call.
Ladies in Brantford, yeah.
Yeah, and even in looking at this Christine Cohen race.
Are we ready to call this thing?
Yeah, call me. I already called it.
All
So
right, I have to turn you guys off because I have to call people. Thank you guys
yeah,
so
Christine
much.
Cohen with a massive.
A little bit. Let's hope that Biden,
And quite frankly, Cohen's numbers are spectacular in
I
Brantford.
don't care about Biden, you won.
Yeah, I do not see a way for Cohen to lose this race. The numbers are going to be spectacular in Guilford. Absentee ballots were everything for this. So those just joining us, we've called it for Robin Comey already. Christine Cohen, I'm not going to call it yet, but there is no mathematical way I see LaPorta can win. Just knowing the towns in this district. If there was any thought it was being made tighter, the absentees crushed it. The Democrats and unaffiliated that voted early voted Democrat, period. Republicans did nothing to get absentee ballots out. They're winning the election day numbers. So today, the day of, Republicans came out to vote, but there were not nearly enough of them.
You guys, he wants to buy his food.
Oh, I'm good. I have to go home to my wife's.
So you're hearing behind the scenes of a COVID political night election results. There's like 5 people in a room. The treasurer of the campaign is trying to use up the money in the campaign, and they're trying to make it legal so they can't like just go, hey, let's go to an amusement park for a day. So, all right.
$30 a person.
That's pretty sick. That's not small. You can go to Pasta Cozy for that. But I don't work on the campaign, and he's leaving, so it's like 3 people. All right. So listen, if there was more results coming in, this was more exciting, I would stay on. There doesn't see any point to staying on. We'll be live tomorrow at 4:00 and talk about some of these results. But I think Robin Comey's already won. It's pretty clear to me, based on everything I see, Christine Cohen's going to win, probably by a significant margin. She's won Brantford by a huge margin. She's going to win Guilford by a huge margin. That's really it. Biden looks like has won by a larger margin than Hillary did in Brantford. The real story is absentee ballots. That has changed the game, and we'll see what happens going forward in the next elections, what that does. That doesn't mean we're not going to have a very interesting election in 2 years when the top of the ticket is Lamont, and these representatives have to run again. But for the time being, there's not much information to keep updating you on and stay on. So we will let you go. We will see you tomorrow at 4:00. If anything drastic changes, like the Brantford 2nd District turns out 35,000 people, we'll let you know. But other than that, and if I'm going to call Cohen tonight based on the numbers, I'll post that as well. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at 4:00. We'll talk about some of these results, and maybe have a result of the presidential race. We'll talk to you then. If you want to comment and talk about the presidential race, we'll post on that as well, and we'll start a conversation on our Facebook page. Guys, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the results.